Imagine for a minute your guppies trying to survive after you accidentally spilled motor oil into their aquarium. Well, imagine now not having much biological or mechanical filtration either. Consider an environment for your fish that's filled with waste, sewage and solid garbage. An environment where the oxygen is almost inexistent for most fish to even survive. Today, we explore one of the most inhabitable places for aquatic species. Even native species have vanished for the most part. The location, Dhaka, Bangladesh's capital. Have you ever seen either in person, picture or video some of the blackish rivers in Bangladesh? Yes, I didn't say brackish, but rather blackish waters, since that's literally how it looks like sometimes. Have you ever wondered if this is a natural occurrence or if it's actually caused by pollution? Well, if you guess that this is not natural, you are correct. Some of the rivers in major cities in Bangladesh are arguably the most contaminated in the world. Have you actually seen people bathing and even children swimming in such polluted and infested waters regardless? If you haven't, I guess this video is going to remind you to be grateful about the water quality in your house and community. Today we dive into one of the most polluted rivers in the world, the Buriganga River. This river is right at the heart of Bangladesh's capital city of Dhaka. Stick around, I think you're going to be amazed by the content of this video. Our main purpose is to empathize and raise awareness for preventive measures in our neighborhoods, and to hopefully support communities like the ones in Dhaka. Dhaka is not only Bangladesh's largest city, but also a major hub for commerce and trade in South Asia. It is one of the most densely populated cities in the world. But what led to the downfall of aquatic life of the Buriganga River? Is there anything that could be done to bring back the homeostasis of its aquatic ecosystem? You see, there was a time not so long ago when the Buriganga River was the very lifeblood in the beating heart of Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. It wasn't just a river, it was the central artery of the city, pulsing with activity and brimming with life. Imagine a time when its waters were a source of food, recreation, and work for humans. In essence, the Buriganga River used to be a vital resource for its aquatic species and humans alike. It was made up of a robust ecosystem, comprehending a diverse set of plants, fish, and other mainly freshwater species. This is the Buriganga of yesteryear, a stark contrast to the river and ecosystem we see today. Once about a time, its waters were crystal clear, reflecting the sky above like a mirror. You could see the riverbed below, teeming with fish and aquatic life. The water was so pure that it was used for drinking and everyday household needs. Children played freely along its banks, their laughter echoing across the water. They would splash and swim in the refreshing water and creating memories that would last a lifetime. The river was their playground, a safe haven where they could connect with nature and each other. The fishermen would cast their nets with hope, trusting that the river would provide them with a bountiful catch. Fishing was not just a livelihood, it was a way of life, passed down through generations. The river sustained families and communities, providing them with food and income. The riverbanks were lush and green, a vibrant tapestry of vegetation that provided shade and shelter. Trees lined the shore, their branches reaching out over the water, creating a picturesque landscape. Families would get together around the river, enjoying the breeze and the tranquil atmosphere. Perhaps it was once a place where people would get away from the hustle and bustle of the city life. Truth is that this river has historically remained a hub to traffic goods from different parts of the city of Dhaka. Hence, the river has been a gathering place, a community hub where people come together to work, recreate and settle around it to live. In the past, the Buriganga River's air was fresh with the sweet scent of water hyacinths, their delicate blooms adding a touch of beauty to the scene. The river was alive with the sounds and smells of nature, a sensory experience that captivated all who visited. The Buriganga was more than just a river. It was the city's backbone, part of its identity, and its lifeline. It shaped the culture, the economy, and the very fabric of Dhaka, connecting people to each other and to nature, fostering a sense of community and belonging. The river was a shared resource, a common ground where people from all walks of life could come together. The gentle sounds of lapping water against the shore created a soothing melody. Birdsong filled the air as numerous species of birds flocked to the riverbanks, finding food and shelter in the lush vegetation. And distant vendors created a living symphony of sounds, their calls and cries echoing across the water, adding to the vibrant atmosphere. It was a source of prosperity for many, a hub of commerce and trade that fueled the city's economy. irrigating fields and supporting trade, ensuring food security and economic growth for the region. The river was the lifeblood of agriculture, providing water for crops and sustaining livelihoods. Artists and poets drew inspiration from its breathtaking beauty, capturing its essence in their works, immortalizing its splendor for generations to come. The river was a muse, a source of creativity and inspiration, and elders recall a time when the river was cherished and respected, a time when people understood the importance of protecting this precious resource. They remember a river that was clean, vibrant, and full of life. The Buriganga was a place where humans and nature coexisted in harmony, a balanced ecosystem where all living things thrived. It was a testament to the power of nature and the importance of respecting its delicate balance. This memory of abundance and vitality lingers in the hearts and minds of those who witnessed it, a reminder of what once was and what could be again. It's a memory that fuels the hope for a brighter future for the Buriganga. Today, that vibrant, life-sustaining river is only a fading memory, a ghost of its former self. The contrast between the past and the present is stark and disheartening, making its current state, choked with pollution and waste, all the more heartbreaking and unacceptable. The river is now a shadow of its former self, a victim of neglect and environmental degradation. The tragic loss is a harsh and painful reminder of what neglect, indifference, and human mistreatment can cause, and the urgent need for action to restore its former self. It serves as a cautionary tale, urging us to learn from our mistakes in order to create insight and actively protect our natural resources for future generations to come. The Buriganga, a river whose name once evoked images of vitality and abundance, once teemed with life. It was a vibrant artery, pulsing with the rhythm of a healthy ecosystem. Imagine a world where the water sparkled, reflecting the sunlight like 1,000 diamonds. Its waters were home to a dazzling array of fish and aquatic creatures, a kaleidoscope of life beneath the surface. The riverbed itself was a bustling metropolis for countless species. A few examples include hilsa, the prized national fish, known for its delicate flavor and shimmering scales, the catfish, with their whiskered faces and bottom-dwelling habits, and schools of smaller fish thrived, darting through the water like silver bullets, forming the base of a complex food chain. They were a constant flurry of activity, a vital part of the river's intricate web of life. Fun fact, Bangladesh is the world's largest producer of the hilsa fish, supplying around 97% of the global market. This represents 1.15% of Bangladesh's GDP. Well, that's definitely a fish that you want to keep around if you are a native, don't you think? If you're watching and are a native of Bangladesh, feel free to leave a comment below and tell us more about the hilsa. Other species that were commonly found in the Buriganga River were freshwater prawns and crabs. They used to be found laying on the grounds of the Buriganga River, diligently cleaning the riverbed and adding to the biodiversity. These crustaceans were not just scavengers, they were essential components of the river's delicate balance. The river's clean, oxygen-rich water supported a complex food web, a delicate dance of predator and prey, of life and death, all sustained by the purity of the water itself. From microscopic plankton, the foundation of the aquatic food chain, to apex predators, each organism played a crucial role in maintaining the river's health. You would also see birds like kingfishers, with their vibrant plumage and lightning-fast reflexes, herons standing patiently at the water's edge, statuesque hunters waiting for their next meal. Terns also filled the skies. Their amazing flight was a constant reminder of the river's vitality. Drawn by the river's bounty, they were an integral part of the ecosystem, connecting the water to the sky. Water hyacinths, with their beautiful purple flowers, and reeds lined the banks, providing shelter and nesting grounds for a variety of creatures. Sheltering fish and preventing erosion, these plants played a vital role in maintaining the river's stability and health. Submerged plants oxygenated the water, releasing life-giving oxygen and creating a thriving environment for aquatic life, creating a balanced, self-sustaining ecosystem where every element worked in harmony to ensure the river's continued prosperity. Every element, from the tiniest plankton to the largest fish, contributed to the river's overall health and resilience. Everything was interconnected, a delicate web of relationships that sustained the entire ecosystem. The Buriganga was a natural wonder, a testament to the power and beauty of a healthy river ecosystem, a source of life and prosperity for all who depended on it. Its thriving ecosystem was once the joy of the city of Dhaka, a symbol of the city's connection to nature and its surrounding civilization. Once a lifeline, a source of prosperity, and a vibrant hub of activity, today the Buriganga is a shadow of its former self. It's hard to imagine the bustling trade and the lively communities that once thrived along its banks. The river, once celebrated in songs and stories, now bears the scars of neglect and abuse. Its waters are thick and black, a stark contrast to the clear, life-giving flow it once possessed. The transformation is not just visual, it's a complete alteration of the river's very essence. The Buriganga River has become toxic, a poisonous cocktail of industrial discharge and untreated sewage that chokes the life out of everything it touches. The water itself has become a carrier of disease and a threat to public health. The river is coated with oil mostly from boats, factories, and urban runoff. It is glazed with chemical waste, a shimmering, iridescent film that reflects the grim reality of the river's plight. These pollutants not only contaminate the water but also seep into the soil, poisoning the land and impacting aquatic plants and agriculture. Meanwhile, the air in Dhaka is heavy with a suffocating stench, a pungent mix of decay and chemicals that hangs over the river like a shroud, a constant reminder of the river's suffering and the environmental damage inflicted upon it. The way it looks is a constant reminder of the river's sickness. The vibrant ecosystem that once flourished here is now struggling to survive, a testament to the devastating impact of pollution. The joyful sounds of nature have been replaced by silence, the absence of birdsong, and the gentle lapping of clean water against the shore. The river's natural symphony has been silenced by the cacophony of pollution, the clatter of machinery, the relentless hum of factories continue to pump their waste into the already overburdened river. This industrial activity, while contributing to the economy, comes at a devastating environmental cost. Fishermen rarely cast their nets knowing that the river's bounty has been replaced by toxins and debris. The livelihoods of those who depend on the river have been decimated, leaving them with little hope. Furthermore, those who do find only garbage are left with a floating testament to the disregard for the river's health. Plastic bottles, discarded containers, and other refuse clog the waterways, further degrading the environment. Sludge, a thick toxic sediment that blankets the riverbed, suffocates any remaining life. This sludge is a repository of pollutants, a dangerous legacy that will continue to impact the river for years to come. Fish have vanished, unable to survive in the poisoned waters. The once thriving aquatic ecosystem has collapsed, leaving behind a void where life once teemed. Oxygen levels are near zero, making it impossible for most aquatic life to breathe. The river has become an anaerobic environment, devoid of the oxygen necessary to sustain a healthy ecosystem. By 2018, it has been reported that most fish and amphibian species had already faded away. One exception, however, is the super hardy suckerfish, Plecostomus, or suckermouth catfish as you prefer to call it. This dinosaur look-alike catfish was not native to Dhaka and was possibly introduced into the Buriganga River by aquarium owners, who noticed how this fish outgrew its tank, and they could not keep it any longer. The pleco is an extremely pollution-tolerant species that can actually survive in near-zero oxygen conditions. They became invasive since they basically have no natural predators. This is actually an issue that has happened in several countries, mostly tropical and subtropical. The Buriganga River is biologically dead in many stretches. These areas are devoid of life, a stark reminder of the devastating impact of pollution on the environment. The once green banks are now barren, stripped of vegetation and scarred by erosion. The natural beauty of the river has been replaced by a desolate landscape of pollution and decay. This decay is surely lined up with the unfortunate truth of slums and factories dumping waste, a visual representation of the complex challenges facing the Buriganga. Poverty, industrialization, poor government regulation laws and enforcement, as well as environmental degradation, are intertwined, creating a difficult situation to address. Decades of relentless pollution, a legacy of neglect and unsustainable practices, have brought the Buriganga to the brink of collapse. The cumulative impact of years of abuse has created a crisis that demands immediate action, the results of undone millennia of natural balance. The intricate web of life that once thrived in and around the river has been disrupted, threatening the entire ecosystem. The Buriganga stands as a tragic symbol of environmental collapse, a cautionary tale for the world. Its plight serves as a reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked pollution and the urgent need for sustainable practices. It is a river in mourning, its waters weeping with the sorrow of lost life and the pain of environmental destruction. The river's suffering is a reflection of our own failure to protect the natural world. It is a crying out for help before it is lost forever. Will we heed its call and take the necessary steps to restore this vital waterway, or will we allow it to fade into oblivion? The future of the Buriganga, and all of our rivers and indeed our planet, depends on the choices we make today. Let's talk now about the potential causes of the pollution level of the Buriganga River. In essence, the Buriganga's decline is driven by unchecked industrial waste. Tanneries and textile factories have dumped toxic chemicals, chromium, lead, dyes, directly into the river for decades. These pollutants kill fish, poison the water, and create vast dead zones. Most factories lack proper treatment plants, seeing environmental safeguards as unnecessary costs. The river has become an industrial sewer absorbing a relentless flow of poison. This industrial onslaught has been the primary executioner of the Buriganga's ecosystem. Industrial pollution isn't the only threat. The city's sewage and garbage are just as destructive. Dhaka's inadequate sewer system means raw human waste flows directly into the river. This depletes oxygen, suffocates aquatic life, and introduces dangerous pathogens. Solid waste, especially plastics, is dumped daily, choking the river and contaminating the food chain. The Buriganga has become a dumping ground for the city's refuse. This daily deluge of filth has pushed the river's ecosystem past its breaking point. The river, once a cherished asset, is now treated as a convenient disposal site. The consequences are deadly for both wildlife and people. The relentless pollution has wiped out nearly all life in the Buriganga. Once home to hundreds of fish species, now only a few hardy survivors remain. Birds have vanished, their food sources gone, and the riverbanks are barren. Even microscopic life, plankton and aquatic plants has been decimated. The riverbed is now a sterile layer of toxic sludge. The collapse of the food web is complete. The river can no longer support life. The Buriganga's silence is a warning of how quickly an ecosystem can collapse. Recovery is nearly impossible without massive intervention. The death of the river was entirely preventable. Regardless of all the damage, there's still hope for the Buriganga River fishy friends. The government has begun to act. Thank God that the government has been recognizing the crisis. The relocation of tanneries to Sava, with a central treatment plant, is a crucial step. The Buriganga River Restoration Project aims to dredge toxic sludge and restore natural flow. Authorities are demolishing illegal structures to reclaim the river's banks. Plans include new sewerage systems and wastewater treatment plants. These efforts face challenges, but they offer hope for the river's revival. The shift signals that the Buriganga is not a lost cause. Restoring the river is now seen as vital for Dhaka's future. The Buriganga's story is a lesson in the interconnectedness of all life. Clean rivers are essential for drinking water, agriculture, and public health. When we poison rivers, we poison ourselves and destroy livelihoods. The economic cost of restoration far outweighs the short-term gains of pollution. Sustainable development and environmental protection must go hand in hand. The loss of the Buriganga's ecosystem is a tragedy that diminishes us all. Our natural heritage has intrinsic value and deserves protection. A sick river means a sick city. Healing the river heals the community. Saving the Buriganga requires rethinking consumption, industry, and urban planning. The fight for the river is a fight for a sustainable future. The fate of the Buriganga is a wake-up call for us all. Government action is vital, but real change depends on collective responsibility. We can help by raising awareness, demanding accountability through our senators of multinational institutions, engaging in harmful environmental practices, and by supporting sustainable practices. Small personal choices such as reducing waste, recycling, and supporting green businesses add up to big change. Let's cultivate respect for our environment and see nature as a home to protect. Restoring the Buriganga is monumental, but not impossible. By working together, we trust that God can bring life back to the river. Let's commit to safeguarding nature's future, for ourselves and our natural ecosystems, and for generations to come. We hope you have enjoyed this video. If you feel we earned it, please consider smashing the like button, subscribing, sharing this video to create awareness, and leaving a comment down below. We love hearing from our community and visitors alike. Also, feel free to watch our other videos on educational content or random. God bless you, fishy friend. We'll see you on the next one.